Hi everyone, today I'm going to tell you about the time that my son had something going on and the doctors didn't know what it was and how a doctor finally helped me. Excuse the lighting, it's just too hot to sit outside. I don't want to sit outside in 100-degree weather. But anyway, this happened several years ago. It started out on his big toe. Around his big toe, this place came up. It kind of looked like the skin was coming off and like you could see like the red line and then kind of oozing. So I took him to his regular pediatrician and they said, oh, this is just a fungal infection. Let me give you some cream and he should be all right. Well, I gave him the medicine and it just kept getting worse and it kept getting spreading. But the big toe just kept getting worse. It looked like his skin was being eaten away. So, of course, I took him back, and they said, oh, I still think it's fungal. Let me give you a different kind of medicine, you know. But we did that. It just kept getting worse. Now it's done on his other foot, and it's coming on his hands. And his hands and all, it looks bad. It, you know, looked like the skin was going away, and you could see, like, you know how when the skin goes away, and you see, like, it's not bleeding, but you can see, like, the red and the oozing. And by now, we're done having to put gloves on his hands and stuff. Not from what he could give us, but what we could give him. And so the doctor's like, I don't know what this is. We need to get him over in Atlanta. That's where the good doctors are. Over, you know, at a dermatologist there, either at Emory or Scottish Rite. So they didn't call. They told me to call. Well, I called, and there was a 6-month to 1 year waiting list. I begged them. I called both places, all up in there. I'm like, please, you don't understand. Please, I need to get in there sooner. And they go, we are sorry. There's a 6-month to 1 year waiting list to get in. And I'm like, we cannot wait that long. So I called the doctor's office back. They even tried to call, and they couldn't get him in. You know, and this is just getting worse. It's, you know, his big toe, the one that started, it had done shrunk. Like it was just like around the nail. So I'm at my wit's end. We've tried everything. So I go and pick up Mama. I'm just like, let's just go to the ER. Now normally we do not go to the ER just for anything, you know. I think ERs are just for truly emergencies, and two, it costs a lot of money. So I went and got Mama, you know, and she's like, yes, let's just go to the ER. And by this time, I'm done at my wit's end, like I say. So we get there, we sign him in, and at the ER, they had put, we have regular rooms and they have fast track rooms. It's something new that they had done. So they put us in a fast track room. And when the nurse came in, she looked at him, she's like, oh, you know, let me, you know, and I told her the whole story. So she said, let me go get the doctor real quick. She went and got the doctor real quick. It was a lady doctor who was super nice. When she got in there, I just broke down and I just started crying. I'm like, please help my son. Please, please help my son. I explained everything, and she looked at it and she goes, this is definitely not fungal. I don't know what it is. I haven't seen nothing like it. And she says, and you're right by keeping it covered up, because it's, you know, we know that we could give him something, you know, because he's got open places and it just looks awful. And staff had done starting to set in. And like I say, his toe, I mean, it's done all over his toes and his feet and his hands, but that one toe that it started on looked awful. I mean, looked terrible. And I'm like begging her, please help my son, please help my son. She says, I'm going to go. She says, you're going to be seeing more staff coming in. I'm even having, you know, even the janitors come in and look. She says, don't be alarmed, but we haven't seen nothing like this. So I want everybody on staff to get a good look at this. So if we see more cases come in, we can tie it, you know, to you. And like, you know, every couple of minutes, you know, 2 or 3 workers and nurses and radiologists and all are coming in. They're looking and everything. So she comes back. She says, I really don't know what this is. She says, but I'm going to get you some help. Because I even told her I couldn't even get into Atlanta, about the waiting list and stuff. I'm sobbing. So, begging for anyone to help my son. She says, but I am going to start him on some medicine, some antibiotic, and steroids, and steroid cream, and all kind of stuff. So we left, and no sooner, and I do not live that far from our hospital. No sooner than I pulled up in the driveway, got the door unlocked, my home phone was ringing. When I answered it, it was that ER doctor. And she's, told me, she says, look, I have a friend who is a dermatologist in your county. She says, I've told her all about it, and she wants to see him there first thing in the morning at 8 o'clock. And she's also going to see him for free. She says this is something that we haven't seen, and we need to figure out what's going on. And so with your permission and consent, and for her to use her findings to, put out there and all kind of stuff, she'll see him for free, and you may be up there a lot. And I'm like, just thank you, and thank you, Jesus, and just crying then for relief. So we're up there as soon as they open, and she's looking at it and stuff, and she hadn't really seen nothing like that either. So they start doing all kind of tests, and I mean, at some point I was up there every day. And with what the emergency room doctor had given us, she changed out a few things, medicine wise, but had done agreed that staff had done gotten set up in there for all just the open places. Now, let me tell you a little bit about my son. First of all, he's the only one that can make me laugh. If I'm mad, hurt, upset, Alex can make me laugh. He's very kind-hearted and stuff, but very scared, of getting shots or anything like that. So, the one day when they went to do the culture, she told me I could stay in the room because Alex was done just getting so upset and stuff, and they explained to him what they was going to do. And, and they set up their sterile field and stuff. So we get Alex calmed down. And once she placed that cookie cutter looking thing on there and just started turning it on his skin, that's when Mama about passed out. Alex is fine now. He's all numbed up. After the procedure, he should have been the one in the wheelchair, but it was me the one in the wheelchair because that got to me. Woo! But after all kind of tests and all kind of medications and going up there, and Alex kind of took after me. We don't care, what we look like. If I go out in public, hair all messed up, clothes don't match, no makeup, I say if people don't like what I look like, they ain't gotta look at me. And so Alex, but we're clean and wear clean clothes, now my husband and my daughter's totally different. So, I'm telling Alex to get ready. We're going up here to the doctor's office. And you know how your kids have their play stuff and their good stuff. Well, Alex, appearance-wise, made me think he had on his good clothes, so I'm assuming he has on his good socks. Now, I don't know what he was thinking because he knows every time he goes up there, shoes and socks has to come off because it's on his feet. And the nurse and the doctor done knew Alex very well by then. And she goes, take off your shoes, because normally, I would inspect, got on your good socks, and stuff. Alex had on the most holiest socks I think that the child could find. I don't know where he found them. Grungy looking, the kind that they play out in. I'm just sitting there going, oh my gosh, I am so embarrassed. I am just so embarrassed. And, and the nurse is laughing her head off, and when she walks out, I'm like, Alex, why did you do that? Why did you do that and stuff? So, the next day that we're up there, before we leave, I'm like, don't you ever do that again. You better make sure you got on good socks and everything. We get up there and the nurse says, okay, Alex, take off your sock and your shoe. Alex just thought they was just going to check the bad foot. And when he took his shoe off, she says, well, I see you got on your good, clean new sock. She said, take off your other shoe and sock. Alex looked at me and I'm like, no, you didn't. No, you did not. No, you didn't. He put on a grungy old play sock and I'm sitting there going, she's like, Alex, you had the two good socks. Why did you do that? I mean, that's just the kind of person that he is. He wants to make you laugh, and I guess likes to see me just have a fit. But anyway, after all of that, and me, thanking them every time that we're in there, just thank you, thank you, thank you for helping us and stuff. They finally found out what Alex had, and it's like a word this long. It's a very, very, very rare form of an eczema, but kind that you rarely see. And like I say, the word is that long. I have it wrote down in somewhere. But he got better, and with his treatment and medicine and stuff, and every now and then he will have a breakout with it, but now we know what to do. But they was trying to get me out there to the best, doctors in hospitals, when they was the best right here. And I just cannot thank that ER doctor and that dermatologist and her staff enough. I mean, to have a doctor that actually listened and that actually helped. Because I just believe if places didn't take, things didn't take place when they did, and me deciding right at that moment, we're going to the ER. And that doctor, I mean, she was calling me no sooner than I walked in my house. And that dermatologist staff, right in my same county, right where I live, 5 minutes down the street. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful people. And then, we've sent them thank you cards, even my mom and stuff, just thank you. And so Alex is somewhere in medical books, his case and stuff. But, again, just thank you. I'm not going to give out any names. But I had some places come up on me, and my doctor says, I'm going to send you to a dermatologist just to be checked. And when they called and gave me the appointment and the address, I'm like, Ricky, I think this is the same doctors that saw Alex. And sure enough, it was. Super nice, and everything's fine. It's just spots that you get when you get as old as me. But thanks for listening. And just thought I would just share it with you. And again, I cannot thank those doctors enough, and those staff. They was wonderful. And with my son, whom they got to know very well, was just awesome. So, thanks for watching. Do you have any similar stories? Please let me know. And until my next story, and I know y'all love to hear them, if you still love to hear my stories, let me know and I will continue to tell them and make them. But until my next video, I hope you enjoy. Bye, y'all.